What is going on, guys? Chip here and welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video. Today we're taking a look at the Legacy format, something we haven't done on the channel yet, but a format I really like a lot, so I'm excited to take a look at it. We're looking at Ninetails Amoonguss today. Main attacker here, Ninetails with the Hexed Flame attack, does 20 damage plus 50 more damage for each special condition on the affecting the defending Pokemon. So the way we put a special condition on our opponent's active Pokemon is with this Amoonguss here with Spore Prize. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability. If you do, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. So that's two special conditions there. So that's 100 damage plus 20 base, that's 120. Plus 30 more damage from poison because of Burbank City Gym, that's 150. Plus 30 more from Silver Bangle, that is 180 damage, taking a knockout on EX Pokemon in the Legacy format. So let's talk about the other Pokemon we have here. We have one Cleffa here, just in case we kind of get stuck. We need to bail ourselves out with an Eek or something like that. We have Vulpix with the Singe attack. The defending Pokemon is now burned. Another way to put another special condition on the field. Probably won't end up using this, though. We're also playing this Fungus here with Find a Friend, Flip a Coin. If heads, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So if we go second and start it, you know, that's a decent attack. It's better than the other Funguses that we have available to us. We're also playing one Mr. Mime because there's a lot of stuff like Landorus and Darkrai and Genesect that can hit the bench, that this will kind of protect us from that with our stuff with low HP. We also have Computer Search as our A-Spec, you know, being able to search for any card really, really strong. For Devolution Spray, we play Dev Spray on our Amoongusses to be able to reuse them. We can also reuse, I didn't talk about Ninetails Bright Look, actually one of the other things that makes this such a good card. Bright Look, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active Pokemon. So we can bring up something they're trying to set up on the bench. We can bring up EXs if they have like a bench Jirachi or something like that. And take easy knockouts like that. We're also playing 3 Hypnotoxic Laser in case we go up against stuff with Garbodor. Garbodor gives us a really hard time because we can't use this Spore Prize ability. This gives us another option to poison, though. We also have Tool Scrapper here to get rid of the Tool on Garbodor to hopefully give ourselves a chance to use our abilities. We're playing 4 Junk Arm just to be able to get back all these item cards. 4 Level Ball. Everything in our deck has 90 HP or less, so we can search anything out with our Level Balls. 2 Super Rods here to shuffle back in our Pokemon and possibly our energy later on in the game. 1 switch in case our Cleffa stays asleep or our Amoonguss gets catchered out. We have 4 in just for the ability to shuffle and draw early game and also disrupt our opponent late game potentially. 2 Professor Juniper here just to discard and draw 7 because it's really strong. 4 Professor Oak's New Theory, shuffle draw right there. 2 Skylar to be able to search out all of our item cards or Computer Search or Burbank City Gym, Silver Bangle, basically whatever we need we can search with Skylar. 3 Burbank City Gym to be able to hit those numbers like we said. Same reason here with Silver Bangle, just increasing damage on our opponent's EXs. And 7 Fire Energies. I found this is enough. Some people will play the Blend Energy that's Grass and Fire so you can potentially attack with Amoonguss. I've never found it necessary, and that can just get like enhanced hammered away, so I was not planning on messing with that. Now, I will say this deck has a really bad matchup with Virizion Genesect, which is arguably one of the best decks in this format. So we pretty much take an auto loss to it, but other than that, I think we have good matchups across the board. And honestly, you can steal a win from Virizion Genesect if they make a mistake and bench an EX that doesn't have a Grass Energy attached to it. So we're just going to hop on to the Legacy versus ladder here. And we're going to see what we can do if we can possibly get a win with Ninetails Amoonguss and just kind of show off how this deck runs. I think it's really strong. I really like it a lot. It's a fun deck to play, too. We don't play any EXs, so we're able to prize trade favorably with any other deck that plays an EX. So we'll see what we have here. We're playing Rhodofola Cotton. And they're playing, I missed it kind of, but it was, I think it was Grass, Dark, Colorless, Lightning maybe? Maybe something else, maybe not all that, but we'll see. On to my opponent's turn, they get to go first because we can't flip a coin well, and we start Fungus. So really strong start here, right? No, not at all. Okay. Our hand's not that bad, though. We can Professor X's New Theory. If we hit a energy, we can, of course, use that Find a Friend attack that we talked about, and we see a Voltorb from my opponent here, and we see a Sneasel. Okay, interesting. We're going to see a Pokemon Collector turn 1. Actually, a card that I have considered in this deck. A really good card, but, okay, we're going to see Eggs and a Jirachi EX. Collector's really good, but I don't think it's super necessary early on, or necessarily late game. It's really good early on, of course, and I don't want to commit to playing 4 of them. All right, so on to our turn. Our opponent really doesn't do anything else. Here we're just gonna, we'll play the Verbank and we'll oak. Shuffle in and draw 6 new cards. And let's see what we can hit here. We get a level ball. With level ball, we're gonna grab a Vulpix. And here we will, next turn, we're not in a great spot. We can junk arm for a level ball. I don't think that we'll need Mr. Mime, so we can discard Mr. Mime. Sorry, just trying to think everything through. I'm gonna find a friend here. I'm trying to figure out what I want to find a friend. And oh my gosh, did you know that when you pick your cards up, there's a shadow down here? That's the coolest thing ever. I've never seen that. Does it do that with this card? You can't really tell. But look at that. 2 cards. Shadow. That's crazy. Mind blown. All right. So we actually could junk arm right now, which I think we will do. We're going to do this. Then we're going to junk arm, discard a junk arm and a Mr. Mime. This is really not too good, but we're going to go ahead and level ball here. And with this level ball, we're going to get out a Cleffa, because we're in a bad spot. We don't have any form of support in our hand, and we're going to find a friend here, hopefully flipping heads, and we're going to grab probably, and we flip tails. I was going to say we're going to grab probably another Amoonguss or another Vulpix just to be able to bench next turn. Probably would have gone with the Amoonguss. So let's see what my opponent does here. They are going to evolve, and this is Weavile Eggs. Could have predicted that, and we're going to see the Jirachi here. Stellar Guidance. So they're going to search their deck for a supporter here, and they're going to play a Juniper. Are they going to get a Juniper? Not sure if they're going to play it or not. It looks like they will play the Juniper, discarding their hand and drawing 7 cards. Discarding 2 Dark Patches, which is unfortunate. We're going to see the Sneasel come down here. Another Sneasel. He needs an energy attachment and just 2 Pokemon in order to take a knockout. So Weavile Eggs, arguably the strongest deck in the Legacy format. And onto our turn, so we're going to see a pass from my opponent. Here we are going to attach this Vulpix. I'm okay leaving this Voltorb active. We're going to retreat into Cleffa. Or we could bring up the Jirachi, but I'm okay with the Voltorb. But we're going to go ahead and evolve. I kind of want to be able to Bright Look out this Weavile next turn if he's not able to do anything. So we're just going to Eek. Hopefully we can draw into a way to get a Ninetails and an Amoonguss or Laser or something of that sort. So actually this is a really good hand that we just drew into, and unfortunately we do flip heads, and so our Cleffa wakes up. So this will easily be knocked out. Actually, what is Weavile's first attack? This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so not very relevant, I would say. So they do see an energy coming down, so if he can retreat this Voltorb, we will see a Vilify here taking a knockout on this Cleffa, and he doesn't have a way to retreat this Voltorb. This is so good for us right now. Okay, so here, we're going to level ball for a Ninetails, and we're going to Bright Look out this Weavile. And this is really good. We're going to take the first knockout of the game and prevent our opponent from really being able to have anything set up. They're going to have to attach and Dark Patch next turn, and they've already gotten rid of 2 Dark Patches. So this is really looking good for us. We're going to go ahead and we'll just attach this energy and evolve. We're going to go ahead and that's just in case it gets catchered out or anything like that. So we'll leave him confused and poisoned. We will Devolution Spray so it can be done next turn, and we're going to Juniper here. We're having to get rid of a lot of good stuff, but I think that we will be okay here. We need to get some more Vulpix down, and there we go. We get some Vulpix and a Amoonguss. Very good. We can Tool Scrapper, but it's really not relevant, so I'll just save that to be Junk Arm fodder, potentially. We'll retreat here into this Ninetails, and we will Hexed Flame here, taking the first knockout of the game and going up down to 5 prizes, up 1 prize over my opponent. So we'll see if they are able to return a knockout here and what they're able to do. They're going to promote the Sneasel since it has free retreat. If you guys are going to play Weavile Eggs in Legacy, definitely get this Sneasel. It's the best one. It has free retreat. Beat Up's not a terrible attack, not very good, but not a terrible attack. And of course, Fury Swipes, if you flip 3 heads, you are able to take a knockout on a baby Pokemon. So we'll see another Collector here from my opponent. Yeah, Collector is definitely a card you could add into Ninetails Amoonguss. So let's see what my opponent's going to do here. They have those 3 Pokemon and then 1 other card. I'm not sure what that is. Could be a Bicycle or a Junk Arm and just a pass. Oh, this is so bad for my opponent. Here we will attach a fire. We will level ball for a Amoonguss. We'll go ahead and bright look out the Weavile. Actually, no, don't do Amoonguss yet. That would have been bad. We'll bright look out the Weavile. We could take a knockout on the Jirachi as well, but we will save that hopefully for our last 2 prizes of the game. Him playing the Jirachi obviously gives us the upper hand too, since we don't play any EXs, we can take advantage of that. So here we'll go ahead and end. We're giving our opponent a new hand, and we know they probably didn't have a whole lot. Maybe that last card besides the egg was a Juniper or something like that, though. So we'll go ahead and bench another Vulpix. I don't really want to play anything else. We could Junk Arm and stuff, but I don't think we need anything else right now, guys. We're just going to go ahead and Hex Flame, take another knockout, and we'll see if my opponent is able to do anything to come back. They're going down 2 prize cards now. We get a Devolution Spray, which is nice. We can Dev Spray this Amoonguss. And let's see what my opponent is going to do here. Will they get a Weavile, Dark Patch? They do get a Dark Patch. They need an energy attachment for the turn, a Weavile. They're going to get this Electrode out with Magnetic Draw really good. So late game, if they were to have low prizes, we could end them potentially, but then they just draw more cards with this Electrode. So we're going to see an Execute, Propagation, Computer Search here. That's what makes this deck so good, is just the ability to abuse cards like Computer Search and Junk Arm, being able to do them for free because of this Execute. So Computer Search, I would imagine they got out, I was going to say some way to get out a Weavile. So they're going to get the level ball for this Weavile. I'm going to evolve here. Do they have a Dark Energy? And has my opponent played a supporter card? I don't believe they have. So their strongest play would be able to set up a knockout and in, but since they're putting all these eggs in their hand, I'm going to assume they have a knockout on the active, but not an in. Oh, well, actually, no, they are just going to junk them. So let's see what they get here. Maybe a level ball, or another Dark Patch. Okay, that's really good. So they don't even need an attachment for turn. And that, guys, is why this deck is so good. That's interesting that they chose to Magnetic Draw before they played the Dark Patch. Do they not have a Dark in the discard? They do not. I thought they did. They must have misplayed there by getting the Junk Arm, assuming that they had a Dark in the discard. So they do, Innos, like I said, was probably going to be their strongest play, but we get a Skyla to be able to search out a level ball for another Foongus or a Dev Spray for this Amoonguss to Foongus, so on and so forth. They bench a Darkrai, so we actually could just win the game by taking 2 knockouts, potentially. Now we'll see if they do have an energy attachment for the turn. And if not, we're going to go into a really good spot, and they're going to retreat here, promoting this Electrode just to be death fodder here and pass. Ooh, that is so bad for my opponent. Okay, so here, I really want to take a knockout on either this Darkrai or Jirachi, but we need a lot for that to happen. So we can get a guaranteed knockout by just Skylaying for a Dev Spray or something like that, but I think we are going to just... We're already so far up, I think that it's smartest to just go ahead and keep playing this slow game here. We're going to Skyla for Devolution Spray. I think that's better than getting a level ball. And are we done? Yeah, we don't even have any level balls left, so that's my only option. We'll get a Devolution Spray. And here we will Dev Spray this Amoonguss down to a Foongus, and then we will evolve this Foongus. Of course, poisoning and confusing this Electrode and taking a knockout here. So my opponent just must not be drawing well. We could have gone for the oak, kind of chanced it and seen what we were able to draw, but I think that that was the smarter play, just kind of taking it a little slower. We're already so far up that it is going to be really difficult for my opponent to find a way to come back here. So let's see what they decide to promote. Most likely the Sneasel with free retreat. Or I guess, do these Weaviles have free retreat too? They do not. They have a 1 retreat cost. And my opponent's just going to scoop the game up. They had nothing going there for them. They really were not able to do much of anything. So that is going to be a win for Ninetails and Amoonguss. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like down below. Also follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description. Also follow my Twitch stream. That's down there too. You can get notified anytime I go live. And yeah, see the power of Ninetails and Amoonguss. Be sure to leave any comments down below too, things you think you might change. Obviously, really hard matchup against Verizzi and Genesect. If you think there's any way to increase the odds of winning that matchup, let me know. I really don't think there's anything that can be done. Sometimes you just got to accept an auto loss. But I mean, a really good matchup with everything else. We see Weavile Eggs, arguably the best deck, and we were able to take that down. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.